Saturn in ninth house. The planet Saturn or Shani is a giver of variant impacts upon the natives, but they always comes in a blend of good and bad, and similar results would be here also when Saturn in ninth house. Here, Saturn or Shani would provide strong understanding of philosophies and great intellect, but with some stubbornness. The people of this placement of Saturn in ninth house would attain great heights in the path of education and learning, and would possess strong philosophical hold in their persona, for which they are much mature but more of with practical understanding, and are truly spiritual in their approach. They are stable personalities with some firmly placed beliefs and norms in their lives for which they are not at all flexible, and this is why they are perceived to be quite orthodox at times. The natives of this placement of Saturn in ninth house won't accept and adapt to the changing environment around them and won't let the world change them. They possess great powers to stick to their own stand, and making them move a bit would require a lot efforts. They could be quite aggressive and harsh in their attitude at certain places. These natives having Shani in ninth power could attain great heights of success upon land if they would learn some flexibility in life, otherwise their immense firmness would be a reason behind their obstacles. The people of this placement of Saturn in ninth house would be blessed with 3 houses in life and would happily lead a long path of life. These people are believed to attain admirable success in the arenas of tour operating and civil engineering. Besides this, if these people would nurture and keep her 3 generations near, it would reduce the malefic effects of Saturn to a good extent, while being generous and helpful to others will also bring good benefits. The natives of this placement would have Sun quite late in life. Though these natives would have a good life, but as Saturn always brings difficult to further keep it good, the natives should pursue some remedies to reduce the adverse impacts of Saturn. They should offer rice or almonds in the running water, besides which, being associated with the profession comprising things of Jupiter and Moon, would bestow success to the person. Saturn in Libra. Venus is the ruling planet of Libra, and Saturn shares friendly relation with Venus, so Libra shares a friendly relationship with Saturn, and Saturn get exalted here in this sign. Saturn here affords the native with luxuries. These natives have an inclination towards material comforts and pursuits, but they somehow maintain a balance in life. Saturn in Libra, natives won't do injustice to others, and they are fair person. They are highly intellectual and diplomatic person. They can tactfully handle difficult situations. They are team players and good at working with others. Saturn in Libra also makes the person diplomatic in the sense that they know how to use others to their advantage. However, they face obstacles in their love affairs and marriage matters. Sometimes, they also face delay in marriage. First Lord in the ninth house. When the first Lord is placed in the ninth house, the person fortunate. If the planet in good dignity, then the native is lucky, ethical, good finance, interest in philosophy, truthful, gets support from parents, guru, and authority figures, gets higher education, does well in law and matters of justice, may work at university level of education, have travel for long distance, and has good credits from previous lives. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person lack in fortune, breaks in life, does not do well in college, parents have struggle in life, trouble with law and authority, not able to pursue spiritual practice, and may have trouble in long distance travelings. 12th Lord in the ninth house. When 12th Lord sits in ninth house, if the planet is strong, then the native educate in foreign country, interested in spiritual teachings and higher learning, charitable in nature, have long distance travel in life, find pleasure in tantra sex, higher form of sex pleasure. Like to spend time in churches, temple in universities, and other places of higher learning. If the planet is not in good dignity, then the native have lack in fortune, have problem from teacher or gurus, father may traveling jobs, problem in higher learning and hip health problem. Saturn in 10th house. The planet Saturn or Shani is a well-perceived potent presence in the astrological arena. The placement of Saturn in 10th house would bring dominance and authority to the natives of this placement, but Saturn always come along with some problems and difficulties in the path. The natives born under this combination of Saturn in 10th house are perceived to be very much desired of higher positions of authority and are believed to put great efforts and hard work for the same. They are sincere and determined at their workplace and carry strong belief upon their own. These natives would confront some obstacles in their path, as the path of Saturn could never be easier, but they will overcome the difficulties and would become stronger with time. The natives of this placement of Saturn in 10th house would carry a dominating personality to workplace, even if they won't possess much authority. These people are natural leaders at work and could also behave in the same way in their personal front at times and are strongly serious at work. They carry a quiet aggressive attitude and could be harsh at times, for which they would possess only few strong relations around in the professional and social enclosure, though they will leave great influence around and would rule over the surroundings. They could also have some hidden foes. These people of Saturn in 10th house, being deeply devoted towards their profession, could take over a weight of responsibilities upon their shoulder which could turn their life difficult at times, and for this they are advised to stay practical in their approach towards work. Apart from this, these people would attain admirable growth in life due to their own endeavor, and they will worth it. In this placement, Saturn has arrived in its favorite house, for which it is one of the positive placements in the astrological studies. This would bestow the person with satisfaction and happiness from affluence and prosperity. These natives will also receive favors from government and would possess pleasing relations with the people of authority. The natives of this placement having Shani in 10th bhava are advised to work while sitting at only one place, as then only they will enjoy the true benefits from the Saturn. The natives of this placement should visit temples to the possible extent and should offer food and services to blind people for the reduction in malefic effects. They should stay away from non-vegetarian food and alcoholic drinks. Saturn in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, which shares an inimical relationship with Saturn. Scorpio relates to 8th house in the horoscope. People having Saturn in Scorpio tend to become researchers or archaeologists. They have a tendency to get to the depth of things and think a lot. Scorpio Saturn peoples are very serious in their approach. People with this placement Saturn in Scorpio are strong-willed too. They see and interpret things in a very logical manner. Saturn in Scorpio also makes the person little bit dominating. These natives are adventurous and risk-takers. They are very energetic. However, at times they may face health issues. They should maintain their calmness in their mind and the rest will be okay. They are very secretive about their hopes and wishes. They spend excessively at times. Sometimes they can be harsh and violent. First Lord in the 10th house. When the first Lord is placed in the 10th house, the person works for self. If the planet in good dignity, then the native is independent, self-sufficient, prefer to works for himself, self-starter, good success in career, have sense of life purpose, obtain good reputation and position in life, plenty of personal power, leader quality, and have plenty of valuable possession. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person not able to work under others, lack in self-motivation for career, reputation is lowered by some unfortunate events, not able to raise in career in some position, father's position is clouded, career problems, and may not get good boss. 12th Lord in the 10th house. When 12th Lord sits in 10th house, if the planet is strong, then the native have career related with spirituality, charity, and humanitarians work, may work for these organizations, can also work in clinic, ashram, spiritual retreat center, monk, and nuns, and in foreign country, and have charitable nature. If the planet is not in good dignity, then the native able to good in career field, struggle in life, not have enough income, will not able to work hard, and may get punishment if not focus in career area. Saturn in 11th house. The planet Saturn or Shani is one of the most potent presence in the horoscope chart, which brings strength and dominance along with the hurdles and difficulties in the path. The arrival of Saturn in 11th house would bestow the native with good social presence and good relations around and high aspirations to the person. The natives of this placement of Saturn in 11th house would carry high hopes and dreams and would be truly determined and dedicated in their path. They would give all the required endeavor in their walk and would fight with obstacles for which even if their path would remain quite harsh, but they will reach good heights of professional and social arena and would attain good affluence and position. Their high endurance and patience further strengthens their path. The people born with Saturn in 11th house would carry good relationships around as they would develop bonds with many in the social arena, but their intimate and close relationships would only be few, though they would possess numerous friends around. They would be truly friendly and would be able to merge with any kind of age group, besides which they would often approached by people in need. These people having of Saturn in 11th house would not involve in worthless social stuff, as they would find it somewhat tiring, though they will carry a significant presence in the social and professional arena. These people won't share their personal core with everyone and would prefer to keep it aloof, though people won't come to notice it. They are free-living souls who always needs their own space. On the other part, these people having Shani in 11th bhava could be somewhat untrue and deceitful at times, and their shrewdness would further help them in growing ahead. Their fortune would reach good level after the age of 40. Besides this, here Saturn would provide results depending upon the placements of Rahu and Ketu in the horoscope chart. The natives of this placement of Saturn in 11th house should place a vessel filled with water before going to any important work. They should sprinkle oil or a wine upon earth for continuous 43 days, as it would reduce the malefic effects of this placement. They should stay away from immoral food and drinks and should keep their character and core pure and true. Saturn in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the most benefic planet in Vedic astrology. Saturn is an airy planet and Jupiter is ether, meaning space, way above the terrestrial sphere that consists of other elements like earth, water, air, and fire. The relationship between Saturn and Jupiter is neutral. Jupiter vacuums the impurity, so Saturn here works in harmony. It accepts and lets the signification of Jupiter overpower. This placement of Saturn in Sagittarius makes the person spiritual. People with Saturn in Sagittarius have a serious approach to religion, philosophy and education. These natives believe in hard work and are quite sincere and disciplined. Their focus in life is on earnings and success. They are quite smart and skillful, and know how to artfully get things done from others. They have a strong inclination towards teaching and spiritual books. They also earn a lot of popularity in their life. Generally, these natives lead a happy life, are faithful and also have dutiful children. They seek a peaceful atmosphere for all to flourish. They have a lot of interest in virtuous activities. First Lord in the 11th house. When the first Lord is placed in the 11th house, the person focus on the profits. If the planet in good dignity, then the native have good cash flow and profits, benefits from friend and influential people, profits in business, fulfills their dreams, partner's blessing are magnified through spiritual practice and study of scripture, and gets lot of opportunity for profits and advancement. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person is defrauded or disappointed by friends and older siblings, poor cash flow, inability to fulfill desire, lack of opportunity, partner creates trouble with children and cause problem with speculation. 12th Lord in the 11th house. When 12th Lord sits in 11th house, if the planet is strong, then the native income through spiritual and humanitarian work, enjoy physical love, have good dreams, often of other world and level of existence, make money in foreign country, and increase money. If the planet is not in good dignity, then the native not able to maintain social network and friends, not able to pursue their desires, problem through elder siblings, not have enough money, and feel hopeless and depressed. Saturn in 12th house. The planet Saturn or Shani brings strength and growth in the native's life, but it also brings difficulties and hurdles in the native's path. The arrival of Saturn in 12th house would bestow potency to the person, but with some of instability due to obstacles and negativity in the environment around. The natives born with Saturn in 12th house would be quiet, reserved in attitude, and would prefer to stay in lurk arenas and solitude, as they would feel secure in them. These natives won't possess many pleasant relations around, neither they would be very much involved in public activities, as they will prefer to work hard behind the scenes, besides which they would not receive the worthy recognition and reward for their endeavor. The natives born in this placement of Saturn in 12th house would lack at self-belief and would be quiet, unstable at the mental composure. The natives of this placement would be fearful of harsh realities of life and would be very sensitive to the evilness prevailing in the air. The natives of this placement could confront unreasonable guilt and anxieties which in real emerges from their inner emotional depth, which makes them vulnerable from inside. The natives of this placement should try to get merged with people around, as that will let them vanish the vague inside them, and should try to enjoy life the way it is and accept yourself the way the Creator have made you. The placement of Shani in 12th Bhava would bring pleasant results for which these natives won't have enemies, besides which he or she would have more than one house. The natives of this placement would further grow their family business and would attain high affluence in their life path ahead. These natives of Saturn in 12th house should stay away from immoral drinks and food comprising alcohol and non-vegetarian food, as that will provide the adverse impacts of Saturn. They should keep 12 almonds wrapped in a black cloth and place it in an iron pot, which should be kept in a dark room as to reduce the malefic impacts of this placement. Saturn in Capricorn. Capricorn is a movable earth sign ruled by Saturn, an airy planet. Capricorn-born people have a lot of resilience and fighting spirit to face the storms of life. When Saturn is placed in its own signs, the results are likely to be positive, unless any affliction of other planets is there. This placement of Saturn makes the native a hard-working person. Such people realize their ambitions, despite the delay and obstacles. Saturn also relates to the 10th house, which represents profession. Saturn also represents subordinates, and when it is placed in Capricorn, the native likely gets a lot of help and support from them. Such people are endowed with a lot of knowledge about Vedic scriptures. These natives tend to be inclined towards social service and help others a lot. They are honorable and respected beings. They love to travel abroad and are also fond of fine arts. There is a strong desire for ambition and power in these people. Career holds great importance to them. They are dependable and delightful to be around. They can also be suspicious and selfish at times, but their manner is polite and respectful. They have a great sense of organization in life. First Lord in the 12th house. When the First Lord is placed in the 12th house, the person have unbounded existence. If the planet in good dignity, then the native seeks spiritual life, have charitable nature, verses, and other places of confinement, travels to far-off pilgrimages, volunteer, works in ashrams, hospitals, clinics, nursing home, correctional institution, able to derive much enjoy from sexual experience, possibility of enlightenment, and sleeps well. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person have poor health, may face many losses, financial problems, feels disconnected from the world, gets betrayed, too generous, poor sleep, does not get much sexual pleasure, gets fines, punishments, and penalties, secretive, may have problems with feet. 12th Lord in the 12th house. When 12th Lord sits in 12th house, if the planet is strong, then the native have spiritual nature, very generous, kind-hearted, helps helpless or hopeless people, reward their good work, spend time in spiritual practice, success in foreign country, have spiritual journey, down to earth, and have good sleep and physical love. If the planet is not in good dignity, then the native lack of direction of life, may get punishment or penalties due to bad deeds, have problem in foreign country, eyesight problems, feet problems, problems in enjoying sex, and sleep problems,